Hello everyone, welcome to Off the Water. My name is Mark and today I'm going to talk to y'all really quick about the Old Town Autopilot 120. That's this kayak right here. And I wanted to let y'all know just how tough these guys are. Now, I am a full-time fishing YouTuber. Let's zoom in. And I fish on the upper Texas Gulf Coast in marsh systems that are loaded with oyster. And for those of you that do similar styles of fishing, you know that the shell will just truly wreck a kayak. So from up above, the kayak is fully intact. These things never get washed because I am a full-time YouTuber and there's no sense in me coming home after every trip and trying to wash these off just to go right back out there. They wouldn't even get dry overnight inside the garage. So I don't wash them off. The salt completely wrecks some of the gear that I use. And if it's not tough enough to withstand the abuse that I put them through, then they're more often than not, they're not going to make it on the channel. So what I have chosen to go with as far as the platform of choice is going to be this Old Town. They make some of the best kayaks that are out there. I'm going to say arguably the best. And this kayak right here won top honors at ICAST 2020. Let's see what Old Town is going to be able to do for 2021. Hopefully we will be able to make the trip over there to ICAST again. It's a shame that their Thunder was stolen because of COVID and there wasn't like an in-person ICAST. It was all digital online. So yeah, but nonetheless they unseated the top dog, which is Hobie, and a lot of y'all out there in the kayaking world probably know who Hobie is. But nonetheless, this right here was the underdog until ICAST went, and now they are at the top of the hill right now. So let's go over this and talk about it. I do have another video where I did a complete rundown from the bow to the stern, and I don't really want to overlap that. What I really want to do is take everything off and show y'all what you can expect whenever you do drag the kayak up and down a boat ramp, over oyster, over shell, and just like truly give you a sense of how durable and tough these things are. So we're going to take off the motor right here. Just a quick look at that. Lots of marsh mud. That prop looks like a serrated butter knife. Better yet, a steak knife. Let's see if we can get that in focus just so that y'all can see how much abuse these guys take right there. Isn't that crazy? And then look at that one over there. Yeah, you can tell she's getting a workout. Let's get the seat off. And there's really not much that I can take out. I don't want to remove the crate. So let's flip her sideways. Make sure nothing else is going to fall out. I will let y'all know that this wiring right here has been replaced. This one right over here has also been replaced. This is brand new. What happened is these plugs right there, they get worn out and they kind of lost connection with the female portion right there, and because it was loose it got burnt to a crisp, so I had to replace those wires. The good thing is it was just a quick plug and play. You unscrew that and then you're going to be good to go. Anything else while I'm up here topside? Now, for those of you scared of the plastic, all right, there we go. For those of you scared of the plastic and scraping it on the bottom, look at that right there. Let's get a little bit closer. This thing is completely worn out. There are deep gouges. That's where the prop is hitting the hole. Up here, we've got all of that right there. This comes in handy. It looks like I'm going to have to replace it. I should have looked at that a long time ago. I don't know how I'm going to get that out. That's a Phillips head. So we got to get these out and then remove them so that we don't continue doing this to the kayak. But yeah, it's pretty much all the same. I don't know how that's got to be some big time oyster right there. This is the first time I'm actually looking at the bottom side of the kayak. Look at this. Wow. So this skid plate is still kind of good. You know it's bad whenever the plastic is getting worn and then it starts to eat away at the screws. That one's really good down inside there. Aside of that, everything looks good. There are no cracks. Just standard oyster rash. Alright, so how do you fix stuff like this? You can get a heat gun and then kind of go over it, or you can get some similarly colored plastic and like kind of plastic weld it. You can do like a YouTube search, but in all honesty, there's really no need. I will definitely use my kayak more than the average person that's out there because I do this full time for a job, and you're going to be hard pressed to put this much use in your kayak. For those of you that are tournament fishermen, you're probably going to get more use than the average weekend warrior. And just to let you know, the plastic, it is very thick, it is very tough, and if you have seen any of my videos on the YouTube fishing channel MDLR Fishing, then you will quickly find out, and on some of those videos where you hear me crunching oyster, the kayak is just like rolling over it, or I'm dragging it deliberately over the oyster to reach some of these hard to get to spots. And it's just a magnificent kayak all the way around. I don't have anything bad to say about it. In the heat here in Texas, most kayaks, whenever the sun is doing its thing beating down on them, the plastic will get really soft and it starts to flex in all types of ways, especially during transport. For some of you that use ratchet straps, it's kind of a big no-no because you don't realize how much pressure you're putting onto these hulls, and that's why it's best to use the ones that you just kind of cinch down tight and then that's it. A lot of kayaks have been known to warp, especially whenever they're on the rack. I have a special rack on the back of my truck that carries 2 of them above the bed so that I can use the bed to store the trolling motor, seats, and everything else, paddles, all my gear back there, and then this rides up on the top. But what I have found, and I quickly learned, compared to my Hobie kayak, the last one that I owned was a 2020 Outback. That one warped so bad that I just like wanted no part of that. The plastic was very thin in comparison to the previous, not the model, because they've all been Hobie Outbacks, but when they did the design change, it seems like the plastic got a little bit thin. But whenever I took custody of this one, and after going through the first summer, that's what I quickly noticed, that you can stand inside it even whenever, let's set her back down. So even like this, I have no worries about getting inside here, even during the summertime whenever the plastic does heat up. It is thick plastic, and I have not truly been able to see or hear any cracks, see the cracks, or anything like that. Not that it has any, not that I'm trying to go out there and get them, but that's a testament to the plastic that they're using, and it is definitely built like a tank. So if you're considering one of these, they do cost a lot, but their entire Sportsman lineup is made with the same type of material. They are definitely worth it. I am not on the Old Town staff. I do not get paid by those guys. This kayak, as a quick disclaimer, was sent to my channel for free to review it, but to say anything and everything that I want to say about it. So if you do go over to the MDLR Fishing channel, you will find those reviews that I did, and you'll quickly know that I told the entire audience that Old Town made a mistake in doing these cup holders because there's no drains. Old Town's biggest mistake is putting a motor on it that can only propel this thing, in my experience, when it was brand new, I think it was like 3.8 miles an hour. But now that's like dwindled down to 3.2 is the fastest that I've been able to get her. So she is just crazy slow. And the rudder has a big issue. The forward handle is a big issue. It's just like cumbersome. But aside of that, as far as the quality goes, and for never washing this thing off, being used for 1 year, she still looks in tip-top shape. Mechanically has not broken down anywhere because of the plastic or anything like that. The seat is still in good working order. I've not had any issues, and that's 1 year's worth of use. So if you're considering one of these, I highly recommend it. And save those pennies, because when you get her out on the water, that's where she's truly gonna shine. Alrighty, y'all, that's gonna do it for the day. Thank you so much for watching. If you found yourself enjoying the content, don't forget to click that subscribe button and also ring the notification bell icon so that YouTube will let you know when I drop the next video. I will catch y'all next time when we're off the water.